All right. All right. All right. Can everybody see me? I want some comments. Um, give me some comments to make sure you guys can see me. Let's see here. Can you see me? Okay. Can you see me? Kidman, you mind getting me another cup of coffee? Since I cannot get up now and do it myself. Awesome. All right, I want to welcome everybody to this month's coaching call. Here you go. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Just a little bit of creamer, not a lot. Very little. Like just a couple. Okay. All right. Oh, I see a lot of yeses. Yes. Hey, Diane. Hey, Heon, Lynn, James. Good audio video. Thank you. Awesome. John Beal, Susan, Laro, Diane. I know, right? It's a lot of people. Okay, guys, hold up on the questions. I'm going to go through the questions that were posted in the group first. Then I'm going to take live questions. So if you ask them right at this moment, I might not see them because everybody's going to be talking and stuff like that. So I'll let you know when I'm going to get to live questions. But first, we are going to do the questions that have already been posted. Okay? So I'll just give everybody a couple more minutes, or maybe one more minute just to get on here. Oh, yeah, no, you guys are looking at my shirt. It's this was from my old t-shirt company. These hoes ain't loyal. Okay? This was it's actually a pretty good selling shirt when I had the t-shirt company. I like it. I like it a lot. I designed this. I like it. Or I drew inspiration to design it, but yeah, I do enjoy this. So we're gonna nerd out the office. We got all kinds of nerd toys we're buying for the office, and got a Silent Bob action figure over there. Woohoo! All that good stuff. Let's do this. Are you good while I do this call? You got stuff to work on?
Yeah.
You almost done with that thing?
I'm trying to find a few more, but I'm
All right.
just going to resize them.
Well, that's fine, you know. Okay, so are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Give me a hell yes or whatever. Steph, you cut your meeting short to make it here. Fantastic. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to try to help you guys out, get you moving, get you rolling a little bit. All right. So, let me go ahead and quickly, I'm going to resize this window down to here so that I'm still here on the right. Can everybody see my screen? I'm in the group coaching call. Let me know if everybody can see that. Got my Stormtrooper dildo mic that was coined by someone. I forget who that was. But so this right here is the group coaching call page, and I'm going to go through these questions, and then I'll take some questions on here, okay? And I'll open up some new stuff, and we'll go through there, okay? So let me scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I'll try to go to the oldest one first. JR says, let's get this party started. Well, it's about to get started. Susan, I prefer you not be on mobile for this. The chat box is just going to be this thread that this is posted on, and the reason for that is I want to have all the questions documented. So each coaching call will be in its own event in the group, okay? And that will that will be easier to sort of go back and archive. Oh, Kidman, you know what you can do during this? When I ask when I answer a certain question, why don't you do this? Why don't you post on the thread and say Dan is answering so and so question. That way we can go back, because I'm going to have you actually put together a list of what time in the call I answered a certain question for like a kind of like a reference for each coaching call. I'm just saying it would be easier for you. Otherwise, you're going to have to watch the whole thing and look at the time on each one. So it might be easier for you now to just go, Dan's answering a question about this, and then paste it, and then you can just look at the time on the thread. You got me? So why don't you go ahead and do that, buddy? I appreciate it.
So what have I got to do?
Go to the event page, and just when I'm gonna mention the question, you just post on there, Dan's answering a question about this. There'll be a time signature on the thread. That way we can go back, and it'll be for people that didn't watch the call live. It'll be easier for them to sort through where the questions were asked and all that. All right.
So is your internet running really slow?
My internet's good. Well, I'm streaming. That's why. Okay, so let's get started. Tanner, not James, being a dick. Okay, here we go. Donna has the first question that I'm going to go over. And
So where am I posting this?
post it in the thread of this coaching call.
So I have to
Go to the event page. You'll see the live video, and just post. Dan is answering a question, Donna's question about this. Whatever. Figure it out. I'm sure we made fire as human beings. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Okay.
doesn't give me I have to join it.
All right, here we go. Donna says, I have a question. With the discount funnel, what happens after the first month or 12? Do we keep doing only 50 vouchers per month? Do we come up with something different each month? How does this affect the scarcity of the people starting to always see this offer? Blah, 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 blah. Because the client has a lot of aspects, I can change it up, but not sure what the best plan of attack is. I have a chiro, massage, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so this is a good question. And essentially with this is you're going to run your ad as long as you can with an offer until the offer exhausts. And that will usually happen when you start to see the frequency go up. So if the frequency is like, 6 or 7 or whatever, and your performance is going down, that means that it's probably time to change it up a little bit. You can change it up with different targeting. You can actually release the same offer, but you can just totally change up the copy, essentially saying the same thing, different images, different video, whatever, because a lot of people will kind of block things out because they see an image or whatever. They see how it looks, so it gets blocked out, but then it comes up differently, okay? So now it's different, it looks different, different colors in the image, and now they pay attention to it. So you can definitely keep going, and with retargeting, and that's the beautiful thing, if you do retargeting, whether it be for a video or landing page, you can keep pulling sales out of people. You can also create a autoresponder email campaign, sending them chiropractic or back pain tips, whatever, and you'll see that there are a lot of people that will eventually sign up, okay, after 6-7 weeks. They saw the ad 6-7 weeks ago, they get like an email a week, and all of a sudden they decide they want to come in. They saw some retargeting ads. There is a lot, you can pull a lot out. That's how on this last launch, we did $87,000. I spent $509 in ads because there were people that checked this out, months ago and maybe didn't join. And then with retargeting and email, now they join. So there's a lot of customers there that are right there that aren't going to buy right now. They're not going to sign up right now, and you can still hit them with retargeting, with email, whatever. I do need a VA. I got to train this guy. Okay. So I'm assuming that you, Kidman, I'm assuming you posted, Dan's answering a question about what to do after you've been running an ad for a while?
No, you're already in the middle of it.
We'll post it anyway. Come on, man. Again, human beings learn to make fire. You can figure this out. Okay, so JR, what about switching up the offer? For example, if you're doing free adjustments for a chiro, you can switch it up to a dinner with the doctor event. Yeah, you can switch up. You can switch it up. You can also switch up. You can also switch up your how you say your offer, how you present your offer. You can call it something different. Obviously, the 50 or the 50 vouchers are gonna get re-upped. All that good stuff. So, Kidman, make sure you post it on the thread. Okay? It says Dan is answering questions on the thread, dude. Come on. You can be my VA once you quit your job, Steph. I need one. I really, really do need one. All right, so there we go. Kidman, make sure you put Dan. Jesus, Dan is answering a question about what to do when you've been running the same ad for a while. Also, don't hire people that take 25 million hours to figure something out. No, I'm kidding. Look, the only reason I keep you on is because you're pretty, okay? So, all right. Let's go with the... Where are we at here? Next question. What time zone? EST. No. Don't forget to post your question here, guys. Let me see if anybody posted in here. How do you find a good affiliate product to sell? Okay, that's not really the focus of this course, but because I'm such a nice fucking guy, how JR asks, how do you find a good affiliate product to sell? So go ahead and post that. Just JR asks, how do you find a good affiliate product to sell? Okay, so essentially, and I'll answer this real quick. You want something that you know is good, that you've used. You don't just want to make some shit up. It pays pretty good. You got to have those two things. Don't lie. Don't just like, for instance, I promote ClickFunnels and Funnel Scripts. Why? Because I think Funnel Scripts is good. I think ClickFunnels is good. But I'm also very honest. Like, I cannot stand email automation in ClickFunnels. I use ClickFunnels connected to GetResponse, and it works great. I'm happy, okay? So be honest. You know what I'm saying? Be honest. So that's my answer on my quick answer, since it's not really a part of this course. How do you find a good affiliate product to sell? Okay. Next question by Eddie. What is the best way to go about customer research? So that's your post, Kidman. Calling an office.
Dude, there's such a lag on this.
Oh,
I'm typing, and it's finally catching up now.
Well, that's fine. Just when I say it, go ahead and type it. It's close enough. Eddie asks, what is the best way to go about customer research? Okay. Calling an office, direct messaging people, walk-ins. What have you had the most success with? What I like to do, honestly, if it's my own product, I go nuts. I take people out to lunch. I talk to people over the course of several weeks. I go crazy. But if it's just a client, I will go and I will join some Facebook groups from, people in that audience, and I won't just post my Google Forms research questions, because I put it in Google Forms. I won't just post that, because that's like spam. I'll befriend some people. I'll participate for a day or two in the group, and then I'll be like, hey, I'm trying to do a little research on what people are really struggling with or whatever, because I want to just make something up. I want to write a fucking book, whatever, and then message them, talk to them, ask them each question, type it in your Google form yourself. Okay, don't just send them. I mean, you could send them the form, but you'll get better answers if you talk to them directly. Post on your own Facebook. You just saw I did it for the quitting smoking. I'm putting together a quitting smoking product, and I posted it on my page. Okay, so depending on the audience, you can post it on your page. I'm sure there's people with back pain. Everybody has back pain. A lot of people want to quit smoking. So a lot of times you can find people like this directly on your own Facebook, okay? Or if you've done business or whatever with these type of people before. At the end of the day, you can always ask your client, if your client is willing to send out this survey, just send it in an email or whatever, okay? Now, the brilliant thing about the crazy discount funnel is that it doesn't require a whole lot of research. If you're doing chiros, you do a free adjustment or a free x-ray or whatever, something free that they would want. If you're doing a restaurant, you can do a wine tasting or international food sampling event. That's what I like to do. Restaurants are great for events. I know a lot of you guys are doing the crazy discount funnel with restaurants and bars. Do the event funnel. That's how I blew up my nightclub. My office right now is 100 yards away from my old nightclub. I rented from the same plaza, and that place is dead right now, and they don't run anything. I ran event funnels all the time. Worked great. So that would be my suggestion. You know, if it's something simple like a restaurant, a bar, a chiro, a dentist, you know, what do people who go to dentists want? They want free shit. They want free cleanings, okay, or low-cost cleanings. So you don't have to go crazy with the research on that. But if it's something more involved towards the medium, it's going to be, it's going to be more. You're going to need research, okay. So let me look at some of the comments here. Awesome quote. What was my awesome quote? I don't know. Oh, you're funny, Kidman.
They ought to be on dead.
No, you were like, don't work for your best friend.
Oh.
Dickhead. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yeah, like I said, if you have a question right now, wait till I get done going through these questions, then ask it, because the comments are, like, if the question is about this particular question that I'm answering at the time, make a comment. But if it's a totally different question, wait until we come to the live questions part of this call. I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going through this stuff first, and then we'll do it. Pam keeps posting, I see these hosts. Okay, so let me scroll up. Feeling a little overwhelmed with the, let me see. Rob asks, feeling a little overwhelmed with the modules, how do you suggest we simplify the process and break it down without getting overwhelmed? We are releasing a cheat sheet, and I believe Gretchen's amazing. Gretchen and Ivy are amazing. They both help me out so much with graphics and cheat sheets and stuff like that. Ivy did all my graphics for the the daily posts, like, Winning Wednesday and all that. She did that for me. Gretchen did my cheat sheets and the design for that. They both have done some logos for me. Ivy did my logo for Pixel Hero. Gretchen did my logo for Facebook Ads for Entrepreneurs. Both of those women are amazing, and if you need any sort of graphics work, I would recommend them. So, with that said, Gretchen put together a sort of a flow chart to the course, which shows you where to go in all of those, in all of those areas of the course and all that stuff. Okay, so let me just quickly see where we're at here. Okay. All right. So that's my suggestion on how to not get overwhelmed. Look at the flow chart. It'll give you a breakdown of where you are in the course, kind of like a you are here, what's next, and then there's also a success roadmap that shows you what to do depending on what type of client you are. In fact, let me see if I have that. Actually, is Gretchen on right now? I don't know. Nope, she's not. She's in Australia. so I don't think she is. I think I got the flow chart. Hold on. Okay, so give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find the flow chart. All right, so, whoops. Let me see if I can find that flow chart. 1 second, guys. Downloads. You know what? I'm going to go into it's in my ClickFunnels. Hang on 1 second. Okay, so I'm going to go to digital assets. Where's it at here? Course overview. All right, everybody let me know if you can see the course overview. It says course roadmap. So anyway, we got start here, watch module 0, find a client in business, discount event funnel. Yes, then you move on to this. No, then you go and you do your 12 customer responses, okay? And honestly, this probably shouldn't say event funnel, it just should say discount funnel, because sometimes the event funnel you still need to do your research. So I'm going to change that to just crazy discount funnel. So anyway, there's your 12 customer research responses, and then it brings you here, then it brings you here. So this flow chart helps you navigate the course and what you're supposed to be doing. Yep, there you go. Pedro just posted it. So that kind of gives you an idea of where you're supposed to be. Okay. So let's see. Let me go up to the other ones. Mike says, I'd be keen here to what we could do for trades for people, plumbers, so essentially what Mike's asking is, should we barter for Facebook ads services? I don't think so, because bartering is not think about it this way. What you would pay a plumber or a electrician or something, I mean, you're getting $1,500 a month. You're the one losing out here, okay? You're the one losing out here. The roadmap was built on Google Slides, just like my cheat sheets and my core. Everything I do in Google Slides, almost everything, okay? I do my, or Google Docs. I do my agreements for clients, everything in Google Drive, basically, which has Google Slides, Google this, Google that. Oh, I see what he's asking. He's asking what to do for tradespeople. Oh, trades. Oh, I see what he's asking. Okay, thank you, JR. Tradespeople, I got it. Plumbers, electricians, gardening services. Okay. These are not the easiest clients because, think about this. When do you really need a plumber? When something goes wrong, right? Like, it's not like every day you need a plumber. So the only time I would take a client like this on is if it was like maybe they were looking for mass accounts. They were looking to, like, for instance, let's say you were a carpet cleaning business and you wanted to get more apartment complexes, because a buddy of mine, he's a carpet cleaner, and the way he makes his money is he lands a contract with a 50-unit apartment complex. So now what happens is, as people move in and out, he always has work, okay? So they pay him whatever, $500, whatever it is, or $200, I don't know, every time somebody moves out. And because there's 50 apartments, there's always somebody moving in and out, okay? So for that type of client, you could target like apartment managers and stuff like that, or people that work there, and one contract is worth a lot of money to them. Not the type of client I would take on, simply because these are not the type, in my experience, these are not the type of people that are most open to paying you for this type of service. They're more open, you know, I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't do it at all, you know, but for instance, it's going to be a little bit harder, okay? But I mean, you could do it, like for a carpet cleaner, you could do like a special, like get your carpet clean for this much, whatever. That would work. But for like a plumber, I don't know. That's weird, because that's like, you know, it only happens when something goes wrong. You could figure it out. You could test some things, but it's not from a client perspective, it's not the best type of client to take on. Remember, guys, I'm teaching you guys how to build an agency and work smart, not hard. So don't be taking on clients that, you know, that are gonna give you crap, you know, and aren't the best clients. It's just not a good idea. Take on clients that, you know, that are easy and that won't be difficult. Okay, so Arnie asks, when you get clients. Arnie asks, when you get clients, how long does it take to get everything set up the first month, and how much does it take the following months to maintain ads and campaigns? All right, so it depends. It could take you 10 minutes. It could take you a couple days. If it's a crazy discount funnel and it's like a simple campaign, they're not going to give you any videos, you're just going to have to stick with an image or image carousel, you know, it'll take you probably an hour to just duplicate the crazy discount funnel I gave you in ClickFunnels, edit it, and go. If it's something that requires video and customer research and all that, it could take you several days. As far as, you know, because you might have to create the freebie, you might have to create a cheat sheet or something. And guys, let me be clear here. I don't take on people, and I would not recommend creating assets for clients like cheat sheets or webinars or value videos or whatever, unless you're going to get paid up front. The $100 trial run, the curious student, is supposed to be pretty much for the crazy discount funnel, because it's quick and easy. Once you have results, and let me see if I can, I'm working on something for you guys. How I sold. Hold on. Google Drive. 1 second. I'm working on something for you guys. I'm finishing up I'm creating like a mock value video for you guys, so that you can understand what you need to do. And this will be available soon. So let me see here. I'm going to show it to you. Here we go, real estate case study. So I'm working on this. So this is the slides for my value video from my automated client acquisition funnel. And basically I go through these, I explain to them why Facebook ads. I say, you know, with a billboard, you pay for all these cars to see your advertisement, every single one, but only a small percentage are customers. You know, I show them all this stuff. I show them my results, blah, blah, blah. And hold on. Where am I at here? What was I showing you? Okay, so what was it? Okay, so this is created in Google Slides. Okay, so when I create this stuff, okay, or I'm sorry, I'm running this on my client acquisition funnel. This is made to get people to pay right away. Okay, I'm not giving anything away for free. I've got results. See, I'm showing the results. I'm showing the case study. I'm showing pictures of this event where I got a bunch of people there. So once you have a result, you create yourself slides, and you create yourself a value video, and you put it in the a video case study, and you put it in the client acquisition funnel. Okay. Once you've done this, you can now get people to sign up immediately, pay you, and then if you need to create them a cheat sheet, you've been paid. You can do it. You can charge a $500 setup fee, a $1,000 setup fee, $1,500 setup fee. It's up to you. When I did real estate, I charged $4,000 to get started. That's what I did. Okay, I did a video for them. I mean, if you want to go that far, here, like I did. These are the 2 videos I did for them. So if you want to go far, you can. It just depends on you. All right. Yes, Steph. When week 5, when you get your automated acquisition funnel, whatever, you're going to be able to see this case study. We're probably going to record it today after we're done with this coaching call. All right. So the question, the 2-part answer to this is 1, it depends on what you have to create for them, and 2, don't go creating something crazy for the trial run. The trial run's for the crazy discount funnel because it takes you, less than an hour to set that campaign up. All right. Donna, so what do we do when an ad was working, stops working? Some people have mentioned. Okay, I already answered this question, I believe. So I'm gonna move on. Sonia, what is she asking? Well, no. Okay, so how does the curious student tie in to the course roadmap? Sonia asks, how does the curious student tie in to the course roadmap? Okay. So I think I commented on this. Yeah. Okay, so let me sort of give you I break this down in the agency module, but I'm gonna sort of go into it a little bit more here. Essentially, your curious student, like, listen, guys, if you just want to stick with easy businesses and do the crazy discount funnel and that's it, and you want to scale up to $10,000 a month in income, then just do it. Whatever. You don't even got to go nuts into all the other stuff. But in the roadmap, where's the roadmap at? As you can see, if you're here and you're doing this funnel, yes, then you go right to the number 1 thing the customer wants. And that's essentially going to be a discount of some sort. Free teeth cleaning, whatever. Okay? If you don't know, and you should know that right off the bat because it's like, it's simple. Like, but honestly, your 12 customers, like, let's say you were doing it for a restaurant, right? Let's say it was some hoity-toity restaurant or some restaurant in an eclectic part of town. You could ask them to, if they have like a Facebook page or something, you could ask them to run this research. And what will happen is maybe their customers care about wine a lot. So you could do a wine tasting event and run the event funnel to the wine tasting event, okay? So that's one way you could do that. How do we know? How do we get 12 customer research responses? Okay, here's the thing, guys. And again, I'm going to say this for the 50th time. She asked, when using the customer student approach, and when I do get a client, if I don't have something prepared ahead of time, I got to jump through hoops and all this to run some ads. Guys, listen. The curious student, I'm going to say this for the 100th time. The curious student method is meant to go in conjunction with the crazy discount funnel, okay? So you don't, unless you've gone through the course already and you understand things and you're prepared to run research on a dime, don't do the trial run until you have gone through the course and you understand everything, because the trial run is meant for the curious, or for the crazy discount funnel. Curious student, crazy discount funnel. Quick. Now, If you want to use the Curious Student with a medium client, you're more than welcome to, but realize you will have to quickly create some stuff, and it'll be a little bit of pressure on you. The great thing about the Crazy Discount Funnel is I gave it to you guys, and you can simply use it right off the bat, plug in your client, and go. All right, so I'm giving you an easy win, and then in the course, I'm teaching you all the other stuff you need to do to succeed with other types of clients, your own products, all that good stuff. All right? Okay. Does anybody have any more questions on that? Am I making myself clear on that? Let me know if you guys have any more questions on this particular aspect, the whole, customer research, crazy discount funnel. What do you do? Honestly, I can run. Look at this. Let me show you guys something. I'm going to show you guys something. And this whole research thing is killing me. What did I run here? All right, look at this. This is a research I ran. Now, guys, this is going to be gold here. I posted this on my Facebook, just on my Facebook. I didn't do anything else. I can run a pay-per engagement ad on, like, for instance, just to show you guys, I have a page called, hold on, Quit Smoking Tips. So here's my page called Quit Smoking Tips. This is an old page I have. I'm going to revive it, okay? So, like, for instance, I ran this pay-per engagement ad right here. How many of you out there have quit smoking using V2? We would love to hear your story. Please comment. So I run a very simple, just pay-per engagement ad, like $10, and I ended up getting all these responses. Last cigarette for me and my boyfriend was blah, 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 and I say, hey, we are looking for people to share their story. So now, and I did this, and I got this lady to jump on Hangouts with me, okay, and talk with me about how she quit. So now I'm going to rack up these case studies of how she quit with this electronic cigarette, and then when I build my funnel, I'm going to retarget, I'm going to send emails, I'm going to be like, look at what Beverly did. Click here to buy this product, and then if they do, I get my affiliate commission. So you can do the same thing with customer research. I can post something like, hey, we would love to know more about your struggles with smoking. Click here to take this survey, whatever, okay? So you can get your responses in the next fucking hour if you just run a $20 or $10 pay-per-engagement post and run the research real quick, all right? In fact, I probably should make, I should make a separate lesson in the course for that. That would be a good one, like how to run a PPE ad to get customer research fast. Ooh, I like that. Hold on, let me write that down. How to run a PPE, post per engagement ad to get customer research responses fast. I like that. All right, I'm going to make a lesson for that. So, would everybody like a lesson for that? Like a broken down lesson? Let me know. Also, so I got 9 responses, and all I did was post on my personal Facebook. I said, what's your problem with quitting smoking? Here are the questions. And because I'm going to do a webinar out of this, I did a slightly different set of questions, which I'm going to add this to the course as well. I'm going to change the questions up a little bit so that they're a little bit easier to understand and all that. But here are the responses. So see, I got all these responses. So look. Why do you want to quit smoking? Health, unhealthy, health. So what does this tell me? That the word health comes up a lot, all right? Now, also, cost. Okay, no cost here. Oh, there's cost there. Money, that's cost. So my number 1 concern is health. My number 2 concern is cost so far. And then the guy talks about stamina, image, kids. Okay, Yeah, okay, kids are a concern, but they're not the main concern because people keep saying healthy, 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 healthy. So now I know, okay, I need to mention healthy somehow in my bait. I got to do something with healthy, okay? Let's see. What scares you the most about smoking? Okay, again, health, 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 fucking cancer, health, cancer, cancer, cancer. Okay, so death, cancer. Okay, maybe we need to talk about cancer. Got to be careful with that, though, on Facebook. Okay, here we go. What is the biggest roadblock that stands in your way of quitting? Smoking while drinking. Thinking of drinking alcohol. Ease of buying. Willpower. Anxiety. Loneliness. Addiction to the cancer. So addiction. No patience. The guy spelled patience wrong. That's funny. So I would get some more responses here because there's not a lot of, they're not, I want to see more of the same. But for instance, I might say how to quit smoking in 30 days without giving up drinking. Okay. Or how to improve your health by quitting smoking in 30 days without giving up drinking, which is fucking funny because drinking is bad for you too. But, and then I might, so can you describe what your life would look like if you successfully quit? I would be a lot richer, I can tell you that. The nasty smell would be gone. More money in my pocket, healthier. More money. Okay, great. So I might say something like, here are 3 things I'm going to share in this PDF or this webinar or this fucking event that you're going to come to. How to save $9,000 or how to put $9,000 in your pocket by the end of the year by quitting smoking, or how to figure out how much you truly spend on cigarettes, and it's not just the cost of the pack, because a lot of people don't realize that there's teeth cleaning, there's going to the doctor more, there's getting sick more, there's dry cleaning or more detergent if your clothes smell, there's sprays that you buy, there's teeth whitening, extra teeth whitening that people buy. There's all kinds of bullshit. I actually did a video on that when I own my blog on this. So there's more costs, okay? And then I might go into like secret number 2, how your body will change after 30 days of not smoking, whatever. So how would I feel if that happened? Okay, here's good. See, a lot of people will say things like amazing, awesome, amazing, and people are going to say that, but look at this, in control. I like this. Do you want to feel in control of your smoking habit? Do you want to feel accomplished, that you have the pride in yourself that you quit smoking? I'm just reading the fucking answers. I'm not doing nothing else. I'm reading the why am I looking at you when I'm talking? I'm just reading I'm plugging it in. This is not shit I'm making up. This is just completely, just what I'm reading the answers, okay? What's the number 1 piece of advice you've been given on quitting smoking? Did it work? Just quit, started back again. Go cold turkey, just quit, just do it and no. Okay, so I might say, okay, so here we go. How to quit smoking in 30 days without going cold turkey. Oh! How to quit smoking in 30 days without going cold turkey. That's starting to come, something's, because you're thinking, well, wait a minute. How am I going to quit, I know, I'm looking at, you need to quit smoking. Maybe that's why I'm looking at you.
Look at your fucking kid.
I don't know, but see right now what I'm doing, I'm like thinking, okay, how to quit smoking in 30 days without quitting drinking, or how to quit smoking without giving up drinking, going cold turkey, or spending tons of money on pills. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I want to get more responses. Okay, but guys, this is how you do this research stuff. This one's a little different because this is for a product I'm making. But, and I might actually give you guys a couple different sets of research questions depending on what you're doing. Like, if you're doing a webinar, I do a different research. If you're doing PDF, I do, so I'll probably update that section of the course a little bit because I know some of you guys are going to want to run webinars and stuff like that. Pam come up with an idea. 7 simple steps to stop smoking and save money and still be able to get drunk and take your mind off not being able to smoke. Wow. That's fucking long, but let's condense that. That's actually not bad. I like the 7 simple steps. 7 simple steps to quitting smoking, and they don't include quitting drinking or going cold turkey. Exclamation point. I like that. All right. So let's go back here and see where we are. I want to get through these Kara asks, you've done your first month and now you're going into the second month with a client. How do you explain to them what you are doing for that second month and onward? All right, here's the thing. You got to pre-frame your client. For instance, in this case study video, I show them all this stuff, and I talk to them about management. I pre-frame them, okay? I pre-frame them to what's involved. So by the time they're done, they're like, oh, that's a lot of shit. So I would say, listen, we're going to set up your ads, and I'm going to monitor them daily, and I'm going to make, and this is actually what I say to clients. I say, Facebook ads is all about making a lot of very small decisions, evaluating data, and making more small decisions to drive your ad costs down as low as possible. That's what you're paying me for. If you did ads yourself and you don't know what you're doing, you could pay $20, $30 a lead. But with me managing it and tweaking it and monitoring it, you can bring that cost down to $2, $3, $4, $5, much, much lower. Therefore, I not only pay for myself, but I take care of it for you, and you don't have to worry about it, okay? So you'll actually spend less, even with my fee, because I'm working to bring you quality leads, low-cost leads that easily convert into sales. Okay, so that's my answer to that question. So you gotta pre-frame them. Also, you got to keep your funnels on your own ClickFunnels account or whatever you're using, so they don't have access to them. Don't just give them your funnel. That's craziness. Okay. Michelle asks, what criteria makes you decide what is a good client, particularly for newbies? Okay, I actually cover this in the agency module. So I'm going to skip this question because this is very thoroughly covered in how to, or 3 methods to get clients, or no, how to find the right, I don't know. It's in the agency module. It's one of the first lessons. I forget what it's called. All right. Steph asks, do you suggest having funnels created ahead of time? Yeah. In fact, that's why I gave you the crazy discount funnel. I mean, you just plug in the info, okay? And there are some basic funnels in ClickFunnels, like webinar funnels and stuff like that you can use. Yeah, so you'll have your funnel. Most funnels have bare bones templates in ClickFunnels, okay? And let me just real quickly. If you guys are going to sign up for ClickFunnels, make sure to use my affiliate link. They'll give me credit. And you can get a free 2-week trial. I'm actually going to... Kidman, I'm going to send you this link. Just post this link on the chat and say you can get a 2-week free trial of ClickFunnels here. That's why I like ClickFunnels, because they have pre-made funnels, and you just edit the shit. It's awesome. But yes, you can pre-make them and stuff. That's what I did with the crazy discount funnel. You can pre-make them, and you can sort of have them ready to go. She also asked, I was asked to create a flyer for my free services so that my real estate friend can pass it around to her friends. Has anyone had experience with that working? No. A flyer? No. I would be like, why are you giving me a flyer if you're good at Facebook ads? Now, don't do that because you're only going to do this free stuff for a very short amount of time until you have results, and then you don't have to do it anymore. Okay? All right. Gozia. Hi, Dan. Need some help with my bait research questions. I'm a personal branding specialist working with coaches and consultants. What should I use for my blank area of expertise? Okay, that's a good question. So the very first thing you have to do, by the way, did you get that, Kidman? Yeah, let me say it again. Gozia asks, Gozia, Gosia, I work with coaches and consultants. What should I use for my area of expertise? Consultants. So first thing you need to do is you need to figure out what your promise to your customers is. What exactly are you promising to solve for them? So if you're a branding specialist, I would imagine, I would just say something like, she says, I can't use branding because people think branding equals logo and website. Well, that's what the fuck I think it means. What does it mean to you? I mean, the fuck else? Well, well, what do you help them with then? I help them. So I help them attract ideal clients so that they can earn more money. What is your goal for getting more clients? Well, whatever. Listen, I don't go with labels. Start with what exactly do you help them with? Like what do you before, after? What is your after? Is your after getting them more clients? Okay. I would say something like what is your number one problem with designing your brand? Because if you say designing your brand, then, or developing your brand, designing/developing your brand, that kind of puts them in that mindset of, okay, she's talking about wait a minute, but you're saying it's not logo. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But see, that's the thing. If I don't know, that means you got to work on exactly what you offer and mentioning to a T what it is. So, for instance, if I'll give you an example. Let's say you are a postnatal fitness coach. I would never call yourself a postnatal fitness coach. I would say, hi, I'm Mary, and I help new moms get rid of the baby weight within 60 days or whatever. Okay? You're specifically saying what you help them do. So, Gozia, the first thing I would do if I were you, figure out what the fuck it is you actually help them with, and then try to take that and put that into what is your number one problem with this? Because honestly, reading this, I'm not quite sure what it is you're trying to say specifically, okay? And if I'm not sure, that means your client is not going to be like, what? And I think we actually spoke a while back. I think we spoke a while back. I would say, what's your biggest problem designing a consistent brand or something? She just commented. It's who their niche is, what they should offer, how they can stand out, be authentic. Yeah, but see, these are just what I call bullshit terms. Go to the end of the line and say, listen, this is what you get, okay? Why do you want to be authentic, okay? Okay, good, here we go. The effect is that they are able to attract their ideal clients. Okay, perfect. All right. So, you could say something like, when it comes to the design of your brand, what is your number one problem or roadblock or whatever attracting your ideal clients? That way you sort of shift them into an area where they're like, oh, she's talking about my design and my branding, okay? Or you could say, what's your number one problem with how you appear to clients and how you attract them? All right, you got to be specific, because if you just say, what's your number one problem with your business, people are always going to be like sales, 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 sales. And unless you're a sales coach, you know what I'm saying? So take what you can help them with. If you can help them with attracting ideal clients through the presentation of their brand, then that's what you need to say. You could even say, hi, I'm Gozia, and I help people attract their ideal clients through strategic brand design. I would love to know more about what you're struggling with. Please answer these questions. Again, you're framing them in that mindset, okay? So you got to remember, people are kind of stupid. Hell, even I'm stupid sometimes when I read stuff. I'll give you an example. You want to know why I was so pissed off this morning? Because my tile guy comes in, and I paid him to remove the stone from my fireplace and replace it with nicer stone, okay? So he comes in and he removes the stone, but it's all jagged from the grout and shit. And I'm like, okay, cool. So then you're gonna flatten that all out, or he goes, yeah, now I'm gonna need to flatten this all out so I can set the tile. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. He's like, well, no, I'm gonna need to be paid extra for that. I'm like, what do you mean you need to be paid extra for that? And he's like, well, I told you this much to take off the stone and this much to set the tile. And I'm like, yeah, so what's this other shit? He's like, well, I still have to prep it for the tile. I'm like, well, dude, why didn't you set, like, he's like, well, you think I can just set it on jackets? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a fucking professional tile setter. What the fuck do I know? You know? So what I'm saying is, don't assume that your clients understand what the fuck it is you do, because they probably don't. So you really got to spell it out. So she says, the problem question I get, but what about their goals? Well, you got to say, what are your goals with this? I remember one time when I first started doing research, I said, what are your goals? And I got, well, my father is dying, and I want to know how I can tell my sister. What the fuck? Like, you got to be specific. What are your goals for your branding design? Or what are your goals for weight loss? Or whatever. Be specific. What are your goals for? When it comes to, be specific. Where is that funnel? Dan Henry Alaro says. I don't know what I've been talking about. What funnel are you talking about? Let me know. Okay, so let me move on. Alicia says, if you happen to have a business coach client who wants to sell their programs but doesn't have much exposure or ran ads and no success getting people to a webinar, what would be your strategy? Okay. So essentially you're asking, what would be my strategy for a business coach that sucks at business? If she's a business coach and she doesn't have exposure, she's not good at advertising, she's not good at getting people to a webinar, what the fuck? What do you mean business coach? I mean, what does she teach exactly? You know, I would say at that point, that's not a client you want to take on, because she's going to need a full-blown marketing service. So either don't take her on, or charge her $10,000 to totally take care of all of her shit, create her freebies and her webinar slides, and charge a lot of money. That's what I do. I charge $10,000 to put on a webinar for someone. So if any of you guys want me to just do your webinar for you, I'll do all the slides. I'll even jump on the webinar with you and do the close. Give me 10 grand and I'll do the whole thing. Okay? Shameless self-promotion. And I have had people that have paid me for that and taken me up on that. So that's what I would say. If they just totally need the whole thing done and they just suck at marketing, Facebook ads is basically kind of like lead generation. So you're not charging $1,500 a month for that. You're going to have to charge a lot more than that. All right. Okay. Daniel Vega says, I'm having problems with getting clients to pay me right away. What do I do? All right. What do I do? Let me just check the comments real quick. Yeah, yeah. The pre-made template crazy discount funnel. Yeah, let me I'm gonna text that to Kidman. It's just danhenry.org/free funnel. So post that in the chat. danhenry.org/free funnel. That's where you can get it. Ilaro. Yeah, Diane, she does need a business coach. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay, so Danny, even with the 2-question close, they delay in payment. I've emailed them a list of things to give me, which includes a payment link, and even asked for credit card on the phone. I've never had problems getting paid. It's all in how you pre-frame someone. You want people to be excited about starting with you, all right? And in the automated client acquisition funnel, which I'm going to give you guys in week 5, you're going to... you're gonna see how that's done, all right? And as well, you say, listen, in order to start your ads, I need to get payment. So how would you like to take care of that today? Or you say, I can send you the payment link right now, or I can go ahead and take your card over the phone, and whatever. So here's the thing, guys. You're gonna have tire kickers. Honestly, I have not had a lot of trouble with this, to be honest. So I'm going to go back to pre-framing. I think you're getting the wrong clients on the phone because of how you're presenting shit to them before you get them on the phone. I've never had a problem with that. I also email them a credit card authorization form that they have to sign, which I'm going to give you that to you guys as well. It's a credit card authorization form that basically says I'm authorized. That way they can't try to go back and dispute the charge or whatever. So I'm going to say that take your time acquiring the client. Don't just get them on the phone. Show them results. Show them what you do, whatever. Now, if you're doing the curious student, you don't really have to do that because you're going to get them results within $100, and then they're obviously going to want to pay you because it's like, well, what the hell? They're not going to just give away. You're not going to give up on sales, okay? In fact, Gretchen has somebody who I think she wants to go ahead and pay. I've seen people pay with the curious student. They're like, well, can I just pay you now and you can run them? And they're like, okay. I've seen that happen. I've had it happen, okay? All right. Fion, I think the name is. F-F-I-O-N. This is okay. She made a video. Guys, I won't be going in and fixing your specific campaigns. I do have a program called The Collective that I'll be releasing soon, and it's actually a program where I go in and log into your literal ad account and fix your shit every week, or at least I fix up to 5 people's stuff every week on a weekly call, and that's called The Collective, and it's a lot more expensive than the course, but if you have multiple clients, it's really great, and I will be releasing that at some point in the future, but for now, I'm just going to be answering basic questions. But she posted a video. I watched a little bit of it, and her basic question. See, this is a 10-part question. That's why it's hard to answer this on this call. Just say, she asked, should I send people to a coupon page or the home page? Okay, because I can't answer all of this stuff. This is well, it's very complicated. She went into the whole thing. Straight to the coupon page or the home page. So here's the thing. From what I understand, her client is, I guess, she's having issues getting her client to do what she wants. She said that she implemented most of my methods or as many as she could, but she's having some trouble. Okay, so here's what I would suggest. She's saying that she's sending them to their homepage. It's some sort of hair product or something, and they want them to send them to the homepage instead of to a landing page, because they think that the customer should be able to browse around first. That's exactly what you don't want them to do. Listen, if you create a great ad and it's a video ad, and that's what she's doing is a video ad, they're already interested. So and again, a coupon, coupons do work, but they also attract, I don't know, in my experience, they don't attract the best customers. I would probably say, I'd have to look at the product, but this is a very specific thing, e-commerce for a new product, and that was on one of the lists of clients I say not to take on if you're just starting. But she says she did 20 coupon downloads, 4 sales, an average of $40 each, and she spent about $25. What the fuck is wrong with that? That's pretty good. Shoot, if your client's not happy with that, as long as I'm under, so that's it's $80, that's $160 from $25 in ad spend. What's wrong with that? What did they want from you? I mean, holy crap, that's pretty damn good, But if you want to bring that down, I would split test, send people to a landing page. Say, listen, I'm going to run a small split test. I'm going to send people to just the coupon page, and we'll see how it converts and how many more sales. Let's find out which one converts better, and we'll test it, and then the one that converts better and brings you the most sales for the money, we'll go with that one. That should shut them up. That should get them to do what you say. Because remember, clients are, you kind of got to coax them into stuff sometimes. That's why I only tell them as much as they need to know. If they're just like, look, just get me leads and then whatever, I don't tell them shit. I don't even tell them what a freebie is. I just do my thing and that's it. Okay? I don't want them getting in my way. So, as far you should, I understand that there's a new feature where it talks about how your ads have performed in the past with certain audiences, whatever. You should still split test. You still want to split test the audiences and figure out which audience is converting better. And it says, if I should add hair straightening into interests. I would go with competitors first. So I would target like other products that are hair products. Because if it's a hair product and they're interested in other brands that are hair products, they obviously buy fucking hair products. So that's a good thing to target. Target other popular brands of hair products. All right? And I believe I commented on this a little bit more. What did I say here? Yeah, you definitely want to go straight to the coupon page. And you know what? Maybe for some crazy reason, it converts better on their homepage than on a coupon page. People are friggin' messaging me while I'm doing this. So in that case, if you split test it and you find that their homepage converts better, then fine, it converts better, okay? That does happen. But you should be able to get a solo landing page converting better than a page with a bunch of links and stuff everywhere, because you're focusing the customer on that one thing, all right? You're not distracting them with other buttons and places to click. All right, so James Armini says, James Meany or James, whatever. As a beginner, at what point should I be putting together all the elements of the funnel? Okay? As a beginner, at what point should I be putting together all the elements of the funnel? Actually, I can just, what am I doing? I can just copy and paste this and message it to you, iMessage. Oh, that's a lot easier, huh? So I just message it to you, and you can just paste it in there. Okay, so 1 second. As a beginner, at one point should I be putting together all the elements of the funnel? Joining ClickFunnels, getting an email capture service, etc. Should I wait until I finish module 2 or 3, or should I wait until I finish the entire course? If you're new, or you're not like totally strapped for money, or you're not already taking on clients or whatever, yeah, finish the course. Come on, give me a break here. Of course you should finish the course, obviously. However, if you're not a beginner, you probably already have a bunch of these things. So it's a good question he's saying as a beginner. So what I would do is I would go through the course, and then I would join ClickFunnels because you get a 2-week free trial. That'll give you 2 weeks to play around with ClickFunnels, get used to it, and get yourself a client with the Curious Student Method. If you can't get yourself a client with the Curious Student Method in 2 weeks, holy shit, you should be able to do that and get them a result within a few days, get hired, whatever. Plus, ClickFunnels is only $97 a month. This is a business. There are business expenses. You know, I pay $700 a month for this office. There are business expenses, okay? As far as getting an email capture service, you can get MailChimp, and it is free up to your first 500 subscribers, so that's free, although I prefer GetResponse. And GetResponse is free for 2 weeks, but then it's like 15 or 20, it's like $15 a month, so it's very negligible cost. I prefer GetResponse because it's easier. I like it. Also, I've had issues with MailChimp in the past on some things, but honestly, it works fine. And if you don't want to spend a bunch of money, MailChimp is free up until 500 subscribers. You know, and then whatever. You know, I don't know. I just prefer GetResponse, honestly. That's just my personal preference. So that would be my answer to that. And then he asks another question. James asks, what are all of the other components to the funnel process? Actually, let me copy this and send it over to Kidman so he can put it in here. Okay, there we go. Should have been doing this the whole time. That's easier. I know I always figure out an easier way to do things when I'm like 75% through something. This is James again. What are all of the other components to the funnel process that I'll need besides the course? Of course, ClickFunnels and some way to capture emails. And, well, that's how you do it, and a pixel. But what else will I eventually need to join or download that is outside of Facebook Ads for Entrepreneurs component, and when do I get all of this stuff? Okay, so you're going to need ClickFunnels. You'll need an email responder, which you can go with MailChimp or GetResponse. The pixel is something that comes into your account, your Facebook Ads account. So that's just a little piece of code, and you can watch Pixel Hero to understand that. That's it. Oh, and then a Stripe account to process payments. So that's it. So you'll need ClickFunnels, GetResponse. This is what I recommend. ClickFunnels, GetResponse, a Facebook Ads or a Facebook business account, and Stripe. That's it. That's all you need. Done. Done deal. Those four things. Boom. Okay? Done deal. That's all you need. All right. So we've come to the end of the old questions, and now we have live questions that I'll ask on the on this group coaching call. So at this point, guys, you can ask your questions. I'll try to go through and see some questions that were asked already. Susan says, what is the best way to do client research, or the proper way to research how to research for clients' pain points? I cover that in the research lesson. I'm probably going to redo that lesson now that I see where some people's struggles are. And just a tip for creating courses, always redo your lessons as you get more students. You're going to see where people are struggling. Just redo the lesson, update it, attack some questions and issues that students are having, and it'll help people. And you'll be answering less questions. Essentially, what you want to do is you want to post in relevant groups, your own Facebook, talk to people you know that perhaps are your target audience, and run basic post per engagement ads. And I will be doing a lesson on that as well because that needs to be done. So I'll do a lesson on that. I think that would be a good lesson to put in there. I don't know why I didn't put it in the course. Don't worry. Never fear. I have no problem adding lessons. Okay. What does the rest of your shirt say? Oh, I already explained that. I already answered that. Oaks says, okay, let me text this to you. James Oaks. His real name's Tanner. What do you do if you get 2 conversions the first day and then all of a sudden people keep clicking and then don't convert? Well, that's a pretty wide open question. First of all, did you change anything? Second of all, are you scheduling? Like, for instance, if you run stuff for a chiropractor and on the thank you page, it's like call the chiropractor to get this, you obviously want to run it during business hours, okay? So schedule your posts during business hours. If you change something, obviously look at what you changed. I'd have to see the campaign. It would be tough to answer that with that little of information. But essentially, you want to check to make sure you didn't change anything. Check to make sure your pixel's properly installed. Also, remember that the pixel firing and the reporting is not immediate. There's sometimes a couple-hour delay. So don't sit there and watch it like a hawk and freak out. Also, run retargeting ads to people that perhaps were on the landing page or watched the video but didn't convert. Also, realize that maybe you just got lucky on those 2 conversions and your ad fucking sucks. And that's the real bottom line. Your ad sucks. You need to make it better, and you just happen to get 2 lucky conversions. Okay, you said 2, not 30. So that would be my recommendation on that. Lynn Coffee says, I'm going to text this over to you. I'll text you the name, too. All right, there you go. I'd love to get some feedback on my headline. I teach fitness and health entrepreneurs how to use their website to grow their business. So you help fitness coaches and health coaches or just basic entrepreneurs how to grow their business using their website. Here's the headline I have from my first of all, I would like to see a little bit more specific. I'd like you to be more specific with that. But here is the headline I have from my bait so far. 5 simple website hacks to bring in new and qualified leads for your health and fitness business. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. There's really nothing wrong with that. If you want to improve it, and that's fine. That's super fine, okay? But if you add the without common problem, that usually will increase conversion rates. So 5 simple website hacks. Here, hold on. Let me respond to this. 5 simple website hacks. 5 simple website hacks that bring in qualified leads for 5 simple website hacks that bring in 5 simple website hacks that attract qualified. Oh, I like that. Lynn, yes. Copying. Oops. Yes, if that is truly the answer to the research Yes. Oh, I like that. In fact, that's probably right. 5 simple website hacks that attract qualified leads for your health and fitness business without spending thousands on a new design. Yes. I like that. I like that a lot. You want to make it as short as possible while saying what you need to say. 5 simple website hacks that attract massive. See, I don't. And make it shorter by doing this with the. See, that just made it shorter. That attract. See, I'd like to say massive amounts. 5 simple website hacks that attract massive amounts of qualified leads for your health fitness business without spending thousands on a new design. It's a little bit long, but honestly, it's good. 5 simple. I think that's good. 5 simple website hacks that attract, that will attract. That's another word, made it longer, but sometimes you got to say what you got to say. That 5 simple website hacks that will attract massive amounts of qualified leads for your health fitness business / fitness business without spending thousands on a new design. I like that. I like that. You're doing good. You're doing good. I dig it. Okay. Let me see where else we are here. I need this. I had a real estate. Okay. Mackenzie asks, so let's say a business says that they want to get on board with the Curious Student post, and they aren't a business that is easy to figure out for research. How deep should we go? Okay, again, Jesus Christ, you guys are killing me here. Again, the Curious Student is for super. I'm going to have to scream this, I swear. The I'm going to write it on the fucking board. The Curious Student approach is for easy clients. Easy clients, not clients that you have to do a bunch of research for. Listen, you're doing this shit for free. Don't be doing research. Just use the crazy discount funnel or use a simple event funnel. That's it. Done. Okay? Otherwise, you're going to have to charge for it. All right? For instance, you could say, okay, I've gotten Facebook ad results for this restaurant, this, that. Hey, lawyer, I'd like to try, I think I can bring business for you as well. Now, it's going to be a little bit of a harder sell than if you said, hey, lawyer, here are other lawyers that I had success for. And once you have that, fantastic. You'll be able to get new lawyers all the time. But you can say, hi, lawyer. I've been doing Facebook ads, and I've been doing really great with a variety of industries. Restaurants, chiropractors, plastic surgeons. I really think I could do well for you as well. Give me money, sign up, whatever. My point is that it gets easier as you get more results. So you will have to do a little bit of a grind in the beginning. But if you have 3 lawyers that you've gotten results for, and you're like, hey, lawyer, these 3 lawyers made a bunch of money from my services, that lawyer is going to be like, well, yeah, and they're going to sign up. So life gets easier as you get into this business. But for now, you're going to have to grind it out with the Curious Student approach. And in order to and don't get me wrong, you could get somebody to pay you $1,500 a month without the Curious Student approach. I just don't want to see you guys blow it and you're charging. That's why I advise you to use the Curious Student first, just to like get into it, get your feet wet. So she said, hold on, she's yelling at me. I asked this before you went over it. Oh, okay. Well, I'm still going to make fun of you because I feel like it. Whatever. Thank you, Mackenzie. But yes. Well, you know what? It probably needs to be said because I guarantee you 1,500 more people are going to ask me this. So, again, Curious Student Easy clients. Easy, 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 easy. Could we do our own research? Okay, Mackenzie asks again. Could we do our own research and then bring that to a business as a proposal of running ads to be the solution for their common customer's problem? I say do your own research. Don't tell your customer shit unless you think it's required to get the sale, and then do your thing. Remember, clients get in the way. They didn't take my course. They're not professional ads people. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just going to get in your way. So tell them as minimum, as little as possible. Get your check, get them sales, get them an ROI, make them happy, and tell them as little as possible. If they're nosy, then tell them more. But remember, the more you tell them, the more they're going to want to dip their little fingers in and fuck your shit up. So don't tell them unless they specifically ask. Do your research, run your ad, and they're like, oh my God, we got tons of leads today. And you're like, I'm great. I waved a magic wand, whatever. Don't tell them unless you have to, because you're just going to give, that's just another chance that they're going to want to take control of your expertise and mess it up. Okay? I mean, don't be like, I'm not telling you that. Don't do that. But just be nice and be like, listen, I'm going to, like I tell every client, I start with, this is what I've done, this is what I can do for you, this is what I need from you. And then I shut my mouth. If they're like, well, how are you going to do it exactly? Well, I'm going to find out exactly what I say, well, I'm gonna run an offer to your target audience, which we'll need to come up with, and like a ticket to a free open house. And I think you guys should offer some wine. Make it casual. And we'll do it on the 18th. How does that sound? Well, let's do it on the 22nd. Okay, good. All right, and then I'm going to run that ad. And okay, well, how are you exactly going to give it away? Well, I'm going to give it to them, okay, through email. And then they're going to show it to you, or you're going to get a lead, and it's going to show you. Now, I tell them the basic stuff, like you'll get a lead notification, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. There'll be an email list where you can access your leads. But, like, as far as the nitty-gritty, like, I take them to the thank you page. I only tell them that stuff if they ask, all right? Because the more information you give them, the more questions they have, the more they're going to want to change. Well, I think we should do this. No. Okay, so tell them as little as possible. Tell them what they need to know to work with you, to help you create your bait, to facilitate those leads, to follow up on those leads. But don't get into specifics unless you have to, because clients will try to throw a wrench in your process. That's just going to happen. All right. Let me see here. Where are we at? How long do you keep doing the curious student funnel method, not funnel, running before you ask for money? Okay, so really, in my experience, as soon as you start getting people sales, they want to pay you. So, you run $100 and you should be able to get them some sort of sale within $100, or several, or leads. So, for instance, I think Danny he got some dude a couple leads, and then he just invoiced him. Okay? Essentially, as soon as they realize that it works, you should be able to ask for the sale, honestly. I would ask Danny Vega some tips on that, because that just happened to him, and I think he just asked, and the guy paid him whatever, and that was like a mortgage client or something. So as soon as you get results for them, they're going to, you should ask for the sale. As well, if you spend $100, you'll notice sometimes people will, let me send that to you, Billy, I forgot about that. You will also notice that sometimes you'll spend $100, you won't get a result, you won't get an ROI, but you'll get some leads. It'll look promising but not great, and your client will be like, well, listen, do you think we could, maybe spend another $100, and I really want to do this. I think it can work out. At that point, you can maybe do that. Or, well, listen, I still want to try to do this. What can we do? You'll have some clients that will do that, okay? But remember, when you present yourself as the curious student, you definitely need to make them aware that you're a student, This sets the expectations. And you won't have to do this for long because once you get results, you'll know how to get results and you'll be able to just run an auto client acquisition funnel and get clients boom, 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 boom. For a real estate agent, what? Okay, so Rahiba Khan. I hope I said that right. My wife would know how to. My wife would know how to say that. She's from Turkey. She knows how to say all those names. For a real estate agent, Rahiba asks for a real Rabiha. My wife would slap me in the head right now. For a real estate agent, if you are going, what is your home worth route? Okay, like a quiz funnel. What is your home worth? What is the best way to implement that? What is your home worth and what page? Danny runs some. I believe Danny runs this funnel for mortgage. So you would do that would be a quiz funnel, and you would do what is your home worth? They'd answer some questions, and then on the thank you page, you would be like, call me on the phone to get a further evaluation of your phone. Or actually, Danny, if you're on the chat, what did you put on your thank you page for your quiz funnel? I don't do quiz funnels a lot personally, so I would, there's a variety of things you could put on your thank you page, but it would be your thank you page. You want to say something like, it could be anything from, give me a call right now, and we'll talk about how to get your home sold twice as fast or whatever. Or, call me for I don't like the word consultation, but you could say, call me for a free, you could say, call me for a free strategy session where we can go over, what you need to do to sell your home. Or you could even say, would you like help selling your home? Call this number right now and, we'll talk about it, whatever. But I think it's better when you offer something as an incentive, like call me right now for a free 15-minute strategy session on how to sell your home. Okay? Don't just say a free consultation. Everybody says that. And then you get them on the phone, and they close them. Okay? Simple. But also, I'm gonna tag Danny Vega. What did you put on your thank you page to get them to call? Also, keep in mind with real estate, with some of these quiz funnels, I want to keep a note of this. Quiz funnels are very easy to run. They take 20 minutes to set up. They require almost no information or onboarding from your client. But the leads generally will be like $20 to $30 a lead. However, or maybe $10 or $15 a lead. However, because the leads are worth so much if they close, like for instance, Danny spent $380. He made his client $18,000. His cost per lead was like $15 or $20, which is crazy high cost per lead because it's a quiz funnel, and quiz funnel usually doesn't give you low cost leads. But because the product is such high value, it doesn't fucking matter. It just doesn't matter. Okay, your client's going to be super happy because they make so much money off of those leads. So that's another thing to think about. Quiz funnels are very easy to run, require almost no onboarding. Like, let me get this information, that information. Do you have some tips? Whatever. You can just run that quiz funnel for almost any client and get leads. They will be higher cost. So you only want to run that for leads that have a very high return. Okay, Alicia, and I'll text this to you. Okay, text this over to you. You're welcome, Rabiha. I'm sorry if I know I'm mispronouncing your name. Don't feel bad. My wife, I cannot even pronounce her name properly to this day. Her name is Hilal. I think I said it right that time. I wish she was here to see that. Damn it. I didn't? No, son of a bitch. Okay. Alicia asks, actually, is there any more coffee? I need some more coffee. Can you run and get me some more coffee? You mentioned keeping funnels on our ClickFunnels. So then send their traffic to our URL. Yes. Also, what do you keep in your account? Running their ads in your Facebook agency account with the ad account and pixel you created for them, and setting up landers. Okay, so this is what you really want to do. You want to do, you want to keep your funnel in your ClickFunnels account. You want to keep their ad in their ad account. So you want to create the ad creative and all that stuff in their ad account. Their ad account. So you request access to their ad account. That way, Facebook charges them directly. You don't get stuck with paying the ad spend and hoping they pay you or whatever. So you create your ad in their account by requesting access as an admin and also a page admin. You'll need to be a page admin. Actually, speaking of which, Danny, you might have already done this, Vega. Can you make a list of steps for, this will be in the onboarding, for this, getting access to client account, access as page admin, etc. Okay. So essentially, what you want to do here is you want to keep your funnel in your ClickFunnels account. You want to keep the ad in their Facebook ads account, so it charges them. Your freebies and all that in your ClickFunnels digital assets. Use their pixel, okay. And the freebies you want, if you have to create their freebie, you need to charge a fee. And I used to as well. Like if I have to create a 7 home buying tips or some shit and they're not willing to do it, I've got to do it. I'm going to charge at least $500 to create that cheat sheet. Okay. Danny asks, Vega, he asks, how should I structure my acquisition case study to get rid of jokers that are tire kickers? I'm actually filming the case study today. It's like a mock-up case study. I'm going to put it in the auto client acquisition funnel. You'll watch that. That'll give you an idea of the structure. And then I'm going to do a tutorial video on how to structure yours. You put that in. And when you get your auto acquisition funnel, client acquisition funnel, you just upload to Vimeo or YouTube and plug in your case study. So I'm going to go through how to do that in there. Alicia, I put their ads in my account with their CC number. No. You cannot do that. As far as I last checked, you can get your account shut down if you do that. Okay? Unless they change the rules, which, they might have. Facebook changes shit all the time. As far as I know, you cannot use someone else's credit card in your account. That is a big no-no. Unless they change the rules, you cannot do that. Okay? So let me preface what I'm saying with they may have changed the rules, but the rules were, last time I needed to do it, you cannot do that. You can get your Facebook account shut down. Okay? You can get your account shut down. Oh, okay. If you have, well, I'm not sure. Agency accounts, again, those are new. If they change the rule and they allow that specifically, because you guys got to remember, Facebook changes rules and shit all the time. Okay, so check on the rule for that. check on the rule for that, because if they allow that, that's fine. I actually never had an agency account. I don't even think when I was doing it, because now I sell my own products. I don't have clients anymore. When I was doing it, I don't even think they had that. So, you know, I would check on the rule for that. That's definitely something you want to double check, because as far as I knew when I did it with a regular account, you could not do that. However, if they do allow that, that's even better, and yes, you should do that. And here's why. One, it charges their account, and it's on your Facebook account. They can't see what you're running, targeting, and all that. So that's fantastic. And number two, it seasons your pixel more for people that opt in. So that's great. Okay. So I would check on that. But as far as an agency account, unless it's called something different that I'm not understanding, or it's brand new. If it's brand new and you can do that with an agency account, then I would recommend everybody get an agency account, and I'll look into that today. But the last time I ran it, the rules were different. Pedro Dominguez, will this work? Mark Coulter created this. Yeah, but that worked for... No, I'm talking about a step-by-step on how to access their page. He did that as an onboarding list. What I'm talking about is part of that, but a little bit different. Alicia, comment on that and let me know if you find that rule in there. If you have an agency account and they allow that, I'd like to know about it, because I would recommend that. Okay, she says it's okay an agency account, but I was just wondering because I'm building their ads in my agency account, so was wondering about their ads in my account. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't have an agency account. At least I don't think I do, because the past year I've been running mostly ads for my own products and a few clients, but I use their ad account. So if it's new, if that's a new thing, an agency account, I would recommend you guys use that. I'm going to look into that today and see what's included. Because, yes, if you can do it with an agency account, I would recommend that, because now they can't they have to pay you every month. You know what I'm saying? Also, Alicia, can they see what you're running, your targeting, and all that? I mean, it usually is not a problem. Most businesses will look at targeting and ad sets, and they will have no idea what you're doing. They just know they're getting leads. So it's usually not a problem anyway. But it would be nice to know if you can do this agency account thing. And, you know, and there was something else Facebook did new today as well. Now they have this whole, like, what is it? Past performance things. It allows you to have 1,000 Facebook ad accounts. Oh, okay. That is okay. When they start doing that? Yeah, I'm going to look into that. I think JR mentioned something about that. I only need one because I sell my own products now, but I'm going to look into that. And I'll provide updates on new stuff Facebook is doing as well, because they're always changing stuff. Let's see, what else do we got here? Here we go. Karik. All right, Karik. How would you suggest using the curious student approach in a live setting? Hold on, let me see what she said. Oh, I see. Alicia says I've been running for years. That's why I have the agency. Was running different. I've been running for years as well. I just don't remember being offered the agency thing, unless I just ignored it. Probably just ignored it. Okay. Karik says, how would you suggest using the curious student approach in a live setting? Like, say at a local networking event, and how do you simultaneously counter objections from people concerned at your lack of experience? Some people I asked balked at the $100 ad spend because they don't know me. Okay, well, the very first thing you have to explain to them is that they're not paying you $100. They're paying Facebook $100. They're simply inviting you to manage their ads. That's number one, okay? So you say, well, listen, you're going to pay Facebook for the ads. I have nothing to do with that. Facebook charges you directly. All you're doing is inviting me to your page manager, to your business account as an ad manager. Okay? So when you add me, I'll be able to create ads for you. We'll spend up to $100, which will be debited to you directly from Facebook, and we'll see if it works. Now, number two I want to say is if they're balking at $100, they're not a serious client. Okay, I cannot count the amount of clients that were like, yeah, $100. Well, how about 300? Can we spend 300? Like what? Like if they're a serious business and they know remotely what Facebook ads is, and you're like, hey, I'll run $100 in Facebook ads for you, they're gonna be like, fucking hell yeah. Okay, so if they balk at that, you know, I wouldn't take them on as a client. And again, I have not had a lot of problems finding those clients. If you're at a live networking event, you don't know what kind of people are in the room, you know? So this is another reason I need to make that PPE lesson. But I would say something like, you know, I'm taking a Facebook ads course right now by one of the top Facebook ads experts in the world, who's also very good looking. A lot of students have been having great success. I'd like to start running ad campaigns for similar clients, and I'm definitely going to draw inspiration from the other students and what they have done, and I'm sure that I can get similar results. I'd be willing to take on some test clients where I'll spend, you know, $100. You know, you just invite me to your ad manager. I'll run an ad for you. You know, we'll throw 50 or $100 at it. You know, you pay Facebook directly for it, and then we'll see what happens. And if you're happy, then you can hire me. That's what I would say. Now, if it's a room full of people that are totally green to Facebook ads, then you need to explain how Facebook ads work. But if they're people who are like familiar with it, that should suffice. If you're dealing with people that don't know how Facebook ads work, you're going to have to pre-frame them a lot more, and you're going to have to explain, and I'll show you that in the case study. JR, just got off the phone with a Cairo. Woohoo! Second Cairo call today. Congratulations, JR. Fantastic. Rabia, isn't that how video view shows? Yes, I think Danny made a video on that. What if you create an account for them in the business manager and use their credit card? What if you create an account for them in business and use their credit card? I don't know. I've never done that. I try to keep things simple. You guys always want to complicate shit. Vega, I'm confused by the video you had then regarding the above. Not sure what that's about. Because if they give you access, they can kick you off and hijack the campaign and make a new landing page. Yes, I've never had that happen. I've never heard of that happening, mainly because most of your clients aren't really going to even know what they're looking at. But yeah, if you can, with this whole agency account, but again, you know, not everybody's going to, from what I understood, not everybody's going to be able to get an agency account right away anyway. So you're still going to have to do it this way in the beginning, all right? So keep that in mind. Rabia, can you clarify how that's different from what is in the video, adding a new client to your business manager? What is different? I'm not sure what you mean. Danny did a video on how to add them as how to add a new client. That's just simply how to request access as a client to their, or as a ad manager to their account. So I'm not sure on the question. I get people, JR says, I get people on the phone, never get that objection. Guys, let me be clear here. If you are getting objections on the phone, and this is not just Facebook ads, this is sales in general, marketing, this is something I have learned for a long time, or I've learned a long time ago. And that, hold on, let me just read this thread right here. No charge for the Facebook agency thing. Okay, you got to give up corporate docs. Okay, I see. Yeah. All right, so If you guys are getting objections on the phone, it's because you did not pre-frame these people properly before you got them on the phone. Okay? When I get people on the phone, they're super excited to work with me because I'm patient. I don't, oh my God, I gotta get them on the phone. I show them my results. I, retarget them if it's through an ad. I show them my shit of me on TV, my videos of me on TV. I get them excited about working with me. If it's the curious student, then that shouldn't be an issue. Okay, here we go. Jose. All right. Jose. How can you earn a client's trust to run the curious student approach when you are not in that market to deal with them in person? I know you can call them, but I'm in Mexico, and I'm certain that if I tell them I'm in Mexico, they'll believe that I'm a scam. I do travel to Texas a couple times a year, more if I get more business. That's a great question, Jose. And I could see where that could happen. Somebody from Mexico is like, I'll run Facebook ads for you, or from India or something. Well, actually, no, probably if they're from India, people would probably do it because people... That's a great question. My first question would be, what about running ads for people in Mexico? Okay. Local businesses in Mexico. And I've never run ads for people in Mexico. I've run ads for people in Australia and the UK and the United States. So maybe there's some regulation in Mexico with Facebook ads I'm not aware of. Again, guys, I don't know everything. And we're going to learn together some new stuff. So, maybe there is a, issue with that. But let me ask you, Jose, why don't you do businesses in Mexico? Are there no businesses? Like, what's up with that? Tell me that. How do you recommend billing clients? If you can get them on auto pay, that's great. And I'm going to show you how to do that in week 5 with the automated client acquisition funnel, how to connect it to Stripe, how to select a recurring payment plan or a one-time whatever. You could do that, or if they specifically request an invoice, you can use Zoho invoices, connect that to Stripe, send them an invoice, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Actually, let me write that down. How to invoice clients through Zoho and Stripe, or send a client receipt with Zoho. Client receipt with Zoho, or even Google Slides or Docs. Google Docs. I'll add that lesson into the agency module. Okay. Most clients don't even ask me where I'm located, JR. Yeah, but he might have like a Mexican accent, and they might be like, "Hey, where are you from?" So I could see his concern. I can, Alaro, would you ever consider making a value ladder script for when explaining to clients over the phone? Yes. Well, honestly, just watch the value ladder lesson and just repeat what I'm saying, honestly. But you're right. However, I'm going to do something better. If you guys remember, I mentioned the collective. The collective essentially is going to be an upgraded program for those of you guys that are doing well with this. And it's going to be a yearly cost or a monthly cost. I haven't decided yet. But when you join the collective, every week I do a call like this. The difference is I log in 5 people per week, and there'll be a rotation. I log into your account, your ClickFunnels account, your Facebook ads account, and I live edit, fix, evaluate, help you with your campaign directly, and also everybody else on the call can see it, and there'll be an archive, where they can see the past ones and all that. So I literally help you with your campaigns. As a bonus for the collective, I'm going to offer, basically when you join the collective, there's going to be an opportunity to get certified. And essentially what that is if you're certified by me, and again, I'm still figuring all this out, so don't hold me to this, guys. But I'm gonna offer a video where it's me describing the value ladder, and I'm saying, "Hi, I'm Dan Henry. Blah blah blah. This is who I am. You're watching this video because one of my independent consultants referred you here. I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you how we're gonna make you money through very simple Facebook ads. So I will sell it for you. You'll have, if you join that group or whatever, that upgraded thing, which I haven't created yet, you will have access to where you can use that video, and I will sell your clients for you. And as you guys know, I convert pretty damn well. Ron says he sent Jose a message. If you guys learn something from this, and guys, please, I would recommend if you discuss stuff like this, you do it in the group so we can all learn from it. In fact, I'm going to, if possible, please discuss this in the group so we can all learn from it. Okay, I want you guys to discuss here, because if you guys figure something out for this, let everybody else know. You know, we're a family here. Maybe somebody else from Mexico will sign up, okay? All right. So Jose says, there are plenty of businesses in Mexico prime for Facebook ads, but I know for a fact they won't pay anywhere near $1,500 a month, so I guess I'll just have to research the market and see what I could charge here in pesos. Yeah, I mean, look, maybe you're going to charge $1,000, but you say they won't pay anywhere near $1,500 a month. You're telling me that a plastic surgeon who gets $7,000 for a new pair of boobs is not going to pay you $1,500 a month to bring in 6, 7, 8, 9 women that want new boobs every month? Bullshit. I don't give a crap about pesos or any of that shit. Listen, what you charge is relevant, or it's relative. If you're making somebody 20 grand a month, they're not going to be like, well, $1,500 is too much. Nothing's too much, okay? If you're bringing them a bunch of money, they're going to pay you. So I don't believe that. You know what? I'm going to call bullshit. You think they won't pay that. They'll pay it, okay? If you get them the results, they'll pay it. End of story. I don't care what country you're in. Ron, sorry, Dan Henry. I was just offering him the option to partner up. No. I mean, listen, Ron. I'm all good with that. You know, if you figure out a way to do this, just let us know. Post somewhere in the group. But you were saying I was just offering him the option to partner up with me if need be. If he needed an American point of contact, we can work together and split the deal. Hey, that's cool. Listen, and that's a good idea. If you guys want to work together with people in other countries or whatever if you guys want to partner up, that's a great idea. And I'm glad you posted that because, you know, you can do that and work together like that. That's good. Jose says, a boob job is a lot cheaper here when converted to pesos. Okay, so when I need a boob job, I know I'm going to Mexico. That was a joke. Okay, well, I'm sure. Well, that's fine, but you know, but still, Jose. What about again? The exchange rate. So if $1,500 a month is more, then just charge according to your exchange rate. Like, what's $1,500 a month worth to you in pesos? You know, like you can charge less, and it's still, I don't know, 1,500 pesos or whatever. You know, you don't, if you need to charge less because that's far, far too much in USD, that's fine. Charge what you think the appropriate amount would be. Like, imagine you're in the U.S., you've got U.S. expenses, it's about $1,500 a month. Okay, now I'm in Mexico, expenses are less, things are cheaper. What should $1,500, is it 800 pesos? Okay, so I'll charge 800 pesos. It's not hard to figure out. You can do it. But still, even that, it's still, if they're making money, you can charge an amount that makes sense to get them that amount of business, even if you think it might be a little bit too high. I understand what you're saying about the pesos thing. But still, you know, again, if that doctor is making $20,000 a month and you're charging $1,500, regardless, convert them to pesos or fucking yen or whatever, there's no way you can't charge that. Okay? You know? You can always charge a 500 peso introductory week or something. You can, come up with something. You can do the Curious Student. You can do a trial run for a limited cost. And this is why the Curious Student is great. Imagine you spend $100. They get a $7,000 boob job. And then you're like, I'm $1,500 a month. And they're like, well, that sounds expensive, but he just got me a $7,000 boob job within a few days. So that's, like 7 to 10 boob jobs a month. Yeah, I'll pay $1,500. You see what happens? Okay, don't think that they're not gonna pay it. That's why the Curious Student approach is so great, because you get them the results first, and then you now have leverage. Now you're like, well, if you want to keep having these results, you got to pay me, or I go away. Simple. Okay. Stephanie Gonzalez, yep, they have a whole building skyscraper in Central. Now I'm going through, these aren't major questions. I'm just going through them, so you don't need to post them, Stephanie Gonzalez, they have a whole building skyscraper in Central Mexico dedicated to plastic surgery. Cool. So I'm sending somebody, I know who I'm sending to Mexico. Not you. It's my wife. She wants to get them eventually. She said after we have kids and they mess up my natural ones, we'll get them. I think that's a good plan. That's like 10 million pesos. Whatever. Stephanie Gonzalez is like, no, it's like 3K. The actual Mexican, I assume you're Mexican, is like, Jose, hey, Ron, thanks for your offer. I definitely be open about that. Hit me up. See, this is great, guys. I love this. You guys don't need me there to hold your dicks the whole time. You guys can work together, and you can make things happen. You can learn from each other. Again, guys, I don't know everything. I'm not going to know everything. But when I put this group together, I knew people would figure new and inventive things out, new ways to do things, and you guys can share them. And it's fantastic, guys. Working together with similar people with similar goals, you can't put a price tag on that. Actually, somebody answered my why I didn't buy research question the other day, and one of them said, I can't believe you said that the private group was worth $1,000. That's just crazy. If you were in the private group, this is definitely worth $1,000 to be in here, lifetime access to do. Come on, that's definitely worth it. Maybe I should just charge people money to join the group, and then they'll be like, oh, I want to see the course. I don't understand what they're talking about. No, I'm not going to do that. I just looked it up, and it looks like a boob job is $2,100 in Mexico. That's actually you could get a boob job here for $2,100. Probably be a crappy boob. No, I've seen them for $3,000. I'm sure you could find some doctor straight out of med school that would do it.
Nice one done, $5,000 per.
Yeah, a $5,000. Oh, is it $5,000 per boob? It's per boob. Oh, we're going to Mexico when it's per boob. Diane Williams, TMI. That's funny. You should advertise to SoCal, South California. Everyone here goes to Mexico for all their plastic surgery. Oh, that's a great idea. Whoa. She goes advertise in SoCal, South California, where all the expensive boob jobs are, to come to Mexico to get a boob job. That's fucking genius. That's genius. No, that's a good idea. It's worth throwing $50 at to try. I always say throw $40, $50 at an idea. It's worth $40 or $50 to find out if something converts, especially if it's going to make you that much money. Hell yeah. I learned something today. I learned that me and my wife are going to go to Mexico when it's time to get a boob job. Fantastic. Is there any more coffee? Because this is cold. If you hit the button, it warms the coffee back up. That's just a little employee tip for you. If there's coffee left and the coffee is off, it's going to be cold. So when I drink it, it's not going to be pleasant for me. But if you press the button, it turns the plate back on and warms the coffee back up. And now I have a pleasant coffee drinking experience.
You got a full cup of coffee.
It's cold. Is there more coffee in there? Okay, then turn on the button and turn the plate on. Fire. Man makes fire. Oh, you're doing the drip? Okay. He's doing a drip for a campaign. He's working hard. And the quality, equipment, and service at the same time in the it's definitely so I get better boobs in Mexico. This whole coaching call has turned into a discussion about boobs. Of course it would, you know. Yeah, but you have to spend money to go to Mexico. If you're paying that much for boobs, you can go to Mexico. You can pay $300 for a ticket to Mexico. Holy crap. Nice. I won't get pec implants. I already started working out again. And I blew up right away. My chest blew up, and I was like, there we go. I don't need why would I get pec implants? I need muscle. Real muscle. I've used permanent cosmetic business, and my clients frequently visit. Awesome. We're learning some stuff on here. All right, guys. So we've come to a point where I've answered all the previous questions. I've answered the live questions up until this point. We've been on for 2 hours. So my question at this point is, do you guys have any more questions? Because at this point, we're just talking about boobs. So do you guys have any more questions? Because I need to finish the auto acquisition funnel tutorial for you guys. That's why I set a drip for that, so I had time to finish it. That was a new bonus I was giving away for this launch, so I got to have time to finish it. I'm hoping to finish that today. Dan will come back looking like that. Do I really want to click this? Oh my God, do I want to click this? What does it look like? What does she got me looking like here? Oh my God. No, that's just horrifying to look. That does look like boobs. That's gross. That's you're gross, Diane. That's crazy. Blech. I know a few bed and breakfast places in Costa Rica that cool. All right, guys, I need to see some more questions because I got to finish your guys' bonuses for this round. So, do we have any more questions? Still talking about boobs. Cool. I'm all good about that, but we got to. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm going to jump off, and then I will have a cheat sheet made, or like a time sheet made for this call where you can skip ahead to the calls and where I answer a certain question. But this is good, Alicia. So you can go. This is good for Mexico. You can go there for the different. Yeah, that's for cheaper boobs, and I assume other plastic surgery as well. This is cool. Something to keep in mind for plastic surgery campaigns outside the U.S. Very, very good. What is getting unlocked in Module 4? Module 4 is Module 4 is agency module. That module is unlocked. I'm just adding new modules to it this week, and they'll be available by the time it was supposed to be unlocked. So it'll be available probably in the next two to 3 days. I've got I think 4 or 5 more videos, something like that. I know I had 3 scheduled, and then I added another 1 or 2 today that I wanted to go over. So one thing I like to do when I add something new to a course and do a new course round, like I added the agency thing to this course, is I like to see what people are struggling with, put it on a drip, and then that way I can add extra lessons to really help people. Okay, because I want to know exactly what you guys are struggling with, all right? I can teach you how to do an agency, but sometimes people have different questions, and I want to try to attack those in the module, because I know that if you have questions about it, new students down the road will have those same questions. Oaks, why would a campaign generate 2 leads for $6 and then stop working? I'd have to see the campaign or something. I mean, how long has it been running? How many ad sets? What's the reach? It's really hard for me to answer that specifically. If I'd have to look at it. There's a ton of variables there, and you'd have to define stop working. I'm not sure what you mean by that. JR, how do you learn to write a sales page? I'll be honest with you. I've had a lot more results with webinars and video than I have sales pages. I mean, I've launched a course and made $15,000 off a sales page, but then when I relaunched it with a webinar, I made $87,000. So I would recommend webinars if you're trying to do that, because I think a webinar is easier to learn than writing sales page copy and works better, you know. But there are a ton of books. .com secrets, you know, ton of books. In fact, here. There you go. .com secrets. James, is everyone basically working for local businesses when it comes to the discount funnel? All right. Kidman walked out for a second. Let me text this. Okay, James, is everyone basically working for local businesses when it comes to the discount funnel, or they do business nationwide? Well, for instance, here's the thing. Most likely you will get a local business. Like, let's say you do a gym. It's most likely you're going to get a local gym rather than you're going to land the national account for Curves. You see what I'm saying? So probably local, yeah. And the discount funnel usually does go local. So I would probably say, for the most part, yes. Robert, if we already work in multiple niches, how would you pick the one niche to narrow in on? Purely on revenue and results, or on other metrics as well? Well, personally, I think like, let's say you're working in multiple ones, but one of them stands out. One of them you got really good results in. Okay. At that point, you know, I would focus on that one because you can scale easier when you get the same clients. Because you're like, hey, look, I did this result for this particular client, and this is what you do. So that makes them feel a lot more comfortable, and you can scale. Plus, you can get into like little networking shit and people that are, you know, and like if you do good for one client, they might get you 10 other clients referred. So I would stick with whatever you have the best result in. Okay? But yes, purely on revenue and results, because that's really what matters, revenue and results. Karik, can we get a list of boilerplate discount funnels for the low-value scale clients? Stuff we can cycle through as ads fatigue over time. I mean, I'm sure I could come up with that. I'll be honest with you. That's something I think, like, let's be honest, guys. The course was $1,000, you know. I think I'm teaching you the concepts you need to do this stuff. I can't just hand you, like, I can't just do your ads for you, you know. Like, you definitely got to take what I'm teaching you and learn from it, and do it. So you should be able to take this knowledge. And what I'd like to do is, as you guys move forward with each other and you have results, I'd like you to post these results in the student group so that you can. So if we make a list of these discount offers, I'd like it to be a list from people doing these actively, posting in the group, and then I'll have somebody like Danny or somebody or Kidman make a list of what's working this month for everybody. I can definitely do that. But as far as creating your funnels for you, that's, you know, you gotta do that. You know, I gave you guys one free funnel. I think you should definitely, you know, you should definitely be able to take what I've taught you and run with it on your own. You know, so that's what I would say to that. But I'm totally open to creating a list every month, like maybe we should do that. What's working this month list. Actually, let me tag. So you did inspire me. Danny Vega, can you do a what's working this month list I'll make a post once a month. Or actually, no. Funnel Friday asks for people's success for the week. Just take those and put in a monthly swipe file. Spelling your damn name. Tell me if that'll work for you, Kareek. John Bell. Okay, John, it's a good question. John asks, I have a client that sells supplements. Is it true that Facebook will not allow ads for supplements? If so, what would you recommend as a workaround? Let's say the product is a heart health supplement. Okay, so here's the deal. Facebook will not allow you to run ads that promise or guarantee results or mention a cure for, you can't be like, oh, there's a cure for this disease. You can't claim to be able to cure something, okay, or relieve symptoms. So, for instance, I'll give you an example of how I'm getting around this. So I'm going to be doing some campaigns for my electronic cigarette affiliate program because I used to make 30 grand a month in affiliate commissions from that industry, and I'm going to go back to it because my non-compete just expired. So this is how I'm getting around it. I'm not saying, hey, download this guide on the best electronic cigarette to use. I'm going to say something like, download this guide on how I was able to, 7 quit smoking tips, or how I was able to quit smoking, or whatever. You can't say how to quit smoking. You would have to say something more like how I quit smoking. Here's my personal story on how I quit smoking. So then it doesn't mention the supplement or the electronic cigarettes at all. Landing page, add nothing. But in the thank you email, hey, here's my story, here's data, and I actually used this supplement, or I actually quit by smoking electronic cigarettes, okay? Because Facebook doesn't check your thank you email. So you would start with the problem, okay? And you would run an ad based on the problem, not the solution, not the product, the problem, okay? So you, instead of talking about your product in your ad, you would talk about the problem, all right? And give them some tips on the problem. So like, what is it? Heart health. Let's say the product is a heart health. Okay, so download my guide. 7 simple. I think Facebook would approve this. 7 foods. See, how do I say that without claiming to cure? 7. You should be able to say 7 heart healthy foods that won't kill your grocery bill. I think that'll get approved. It may not. 7 heart healthy foods that won't kill your grocery bill. I think that'll get approved. And then you run that to that, but then you're like, oh, and by the way, there's this supplement. Okay, so that's how you would sort of. So basically, your ad is just to get them in your funnel on your email list, and then from there you can market your product. So that's how I would get around it, essentially. But you do got to be careful because you got to word things a certain way, and they make new rules every week. Like you used to be able to say how to do this, now you can't. Now you got to say like how I did this or how this guy did that. Okay, so I would try that, see if it gets approved. But essentially, that's the idea. Give them some sort of free information that complements the problem. Like for instance, here's this pill that helps your heart, but then there's also foods, or like, oh, exercise. You could, 7 15-minute exercises that are good for your heart or 7 exercises that are great for your heart that only take 15 minutes a day. And then after they get in your email sequence, then you mention your supplement. That would be the way to do it. All right, guys, is everybody enjoying this coaching call? Are you guys like, are these answers helping you guys out? Let me know. Because I'm gonna head out here in a minute because I've been drinking coffee and I haven't drained the main vein in 2.5 hours. Oh, you gotta pee too? Yeah. It's okay. I'm an honest guy. I'll be honest when I have to pee. I think when I hang up, we're both gonna shoot for the bathroom. It's gonna be, I'm closer. All right. Oh, great. Hell yes. 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 Fantastic. All right, guys. I think we've had a pretty productive session today. Pedro, this coaching call is very helpful. Let's do another one soon. Yeah, I'm going to do one a month. And probably one, what day is this? The 21st. Yeah, I'll probably do it like probably every 20th, somewhere around there, once a month. Maybe I'll throw in an extra one here and there. I don't know. I'm going to try to stick to once a month. I included 6 of them in when you purchase the course. You get 6 of them, and that is, that's included. But honestly, I'm going to do them every month, so you're going to get more than 6. You'll have access to all of them every month. So, it's a monthly call. I'll go past 6. So, great, fantastic. I would do one per week, but I've done that before, and people don't end up doing enough of the course to really, help with that. So extremely helpful. It's awesome. Thanks. Yes. Learned a lot. Awesome. Well, great, guys. I'm super happy. I'll try to do the next one. I mean, I'm assuming maybe I'll do one every 2 weeks. You guys get 6 automatically. So would you guys rather me have to do it once a month or once every 2 weeks, and then I'll do it once a month? You guys get 6 automatically, and then you're able to come on any one I do after that. So if I get hit by a bus or I decide to stop doing them past 6, we're good because they got 6. But I'm going to keep doing them as long as I can. New students will come in. You'll get more than 6. But I promise at least 6 because I figure I'll live at least for the next 6 months. So you're welcome. You guys are welcome. All right, guys. I appreciate it so much. Thank you guys so much. And when I end this call, it's going to process, and then I'll have it uploaded to the members area where it can be accessed at any time in Coaching Call 1. Okay? Or it'll have the date and then whatever. All right, guys. I will talk at you later.